The grand hall was filled with dazzling chandeliers, fresh roses, and the soft hum of violins. Guests in shimmering gowns and crisp tuxedos whispered about the upcoming union of the city's most eligible millionaire, Daniel Parker, and his beautiful fiancée, Clarissa Monroe. To the outside world, it was a fairy tale, wealth, status, and power merging into what seemed like the perfect love story. But no one could have imagined that a single voice, trembling yet powerful, would shatter the illusion at the altar. Sophia stood quietly at the back, clutching a tray of glasses. She was just the cleaner, invisible to most, always expected to smile, nod, and disappear into the background. But today, something in her heart refused to stay silent. She had seen too much, endured too much, and she could no longer carry the weight of a secret that threatened to ruin a man who had shown her kindness when no one else did. Daniel had always treated the staff with respect, while Clarissa barked orders, mocked their clothes, and treated them as if they were beneath her. Daniel often stopped to ask if they were doing well. Once, when Sophia's younger brother had been sick and she couldn't afford medicine, Daniel had quietly handed her an envelope. "Don't tell anyone," he had said. "Just take care of him." It was the kind of compassion Sophia had never expected from a man of his stature. That act stayed in her heart, and it was the very reason she could not watch him walk into a trap. The ceremony began. Clarissa, stunning in a jeweled gown, walked down the aisle with a smile that masked the venom Sophia had seen behind closed doors. The vows were about to be exchanged when the officiant asked the timeless question, "Does anyone here have reason why these two should not be joined in holy matrimony?" The hall grew silent. All eyes were fixed on the couple. Daniel waited, smiling softly at Clarissa, completely unaware of the truth. That was when Sophia's hands began to shake. Her heart pounded so hard she thought it would burst from her chest. Against all fear of humiliation and losing her job, she stepped forward. Her voice, though quiet at first, cut through the silence like a blade. "Yes, I do." Gasps filled the room. Heads turned. Clarissa's face drained of color. Daniel looked stunned, his brows furrowing in disbelief as his eyes fell on the young cleaner standing near the back of the hall. Clarissa snapped. "This is absurd. She's just the maid. Security, get her out." But Daniel raised his hand. His voice was calm but firm. "Let her speak." Sophia swallowed hard, tears threatening to fall, but her voice grew stronger with each word. She spoke of what she had seen. The late night calls Clarissa made to another man. The cruel way she humiliated the staff behind Daniel's back. The expensive gifts Clarissa had secretly sent to her lover, paid for with Daniel's money. And then, the final blow. Sophia revealed the night Clarissa drunkenly confessed to her friends that she only wanted Daniel for his wealth, mocking him as too naive to see the truth. The room erupted with whispers. Guests exchanged shocked glances. Clarissa's eyes widened, and for the first time, her perfect composure cracked. She lunged forward, screaming at Sophia, calling her a liar, but the desperation in her voice only made her guilt clearer. Daniel stood frozen for a long moment, his face pale as he processed the betrayal. Then he turned to Clarissa. His voice was quiet but filled with finality. "Is it true?" Clarissa stammered, trying to twist her words, but the truth was already laid bare. Daniel shook his head, stepped back, and removed the ring from her finger. "This wedding is over." The guests gasped again, but this time with a sense of relief, as if they too had been freed from a charade they all secretly suspected. Clarissa's screams echoed through the hall as she stormed out, her gown dragging like shattered pride behind her. Silence followed, heavy and raw. Daniel turned to Sophia. His eyes softened, though still clouded with hurt. "Why did you risk everything to tell me this?" Sophia, trembling, wiped her tears. "Because you deserve to know the truth. You've always treated people with kindness, and I couldn't watch you marry someone who would only destroy you." For a moment, Daniel said nothing. Then, to everyone's surprise, he walked toward her and gently placed a hand on her shoulder. "Thank you. It takes courage to speak when everyone else stays silent." The weeks that followed were not easy. Rumors spread, Clarissa tried to smear Sophia's name, and some people mocked Daniel for calling off such a high-profile wedding at the altar. But the truth has a way of enduring. Slowly, respect for Daniel grew as people saw that he valued honesty over appearances. And Sophia, once just the cleaner, became known for her bravery. Daniel didn't fall in love with her immediately. It wasn't a fairy tale that simple, but their bond grew naturally. He began to see the depth of her heart, the strength behind her humility, and the rare honesty she carried. Sophia, too, realized that wealth and status didn't define Daniel, his kindness did. In the what began as humiliation at the altar turned into liberation. Daniel found freedom from deceit, and Sophia discovered that even the quietest voice can change the course of a life. The story left everyone with a lesson: sometimes the truth is uncomfortable. Sometimes it costs everything, but it is always worth speaking. And courage, no matter where it comes from, even from the heart of a poor cleaner, has the power to save lives. The hall glitters with diamonds and chandeliers. Guests whisper in awe about Clarissa, the glamorous bride, and Daniel, the kind-hearted millionaire. But in the shadows, Sophia, the cleaner, silently polishes the marble floor. She's invisible to everyone except Daniel. Unlike Clarissa, who belittles the staff, Daniel always greets them kindly. Sophia remembers a day when her brother was sick and she couldn't afford medicine. Daniel noticed her tears and quietly gave her money. That moment changed her life, and it's the reason she feels so torn today. Because Sophia knows the truth: Clarissa doesn't love Daniel. Sophia overheard Clarissa's late-night conversations. She saw the messages, the hidden gifts, and even heard Clarissa laughing with her friends, calling Daniel knave, and saying she would leave him once she secured his fortune. Sophia has carried the weight of this truth for weeks. But now, as the music begins and Clarissa walks down the aisle, every step she takes feels like a knife in Sophia's chest. The officiant's voice echoes. Does anyone here have reason why these two should not be joined in holy matrimony? Silence. Daniel smiles at Clarissa, ready to pledge his life her. The guests lean in, and then Sophia's voice trembles but rings out, "Yes, I do."